What I love about Young Justice is that we see teenage sidekicks grow up in the DC universe. It wasn't just a regular show about villains trying to take over the world, but it was about the teenage sidekicks overcoming their demons. Beast Boy's hardship is one I resonate with. In this series, we saw his origin, receiving a blood transfusion from Miss Martian after being injured in an explosion and gaining a new power, shapeshifting. We saw him grow up with a team, creating and leading the Outsiders, but the biggest change in his life was losing his mom, Rita, Wally, Brion, and then Superboy. This was the straw that broke the camel's back. He looked up to Superboy as his mentor, friend, teammate, and brother. When Superboy died in Young Justice Season 4, he was stuck within the 5 stages of grief. So what are the 5 stages of grief? Well, there is denial. It's hard to believe it happened. Anger. Feeling angry that the person left you, or angry at yourself for the way that things ended. Bargaining, creating paradoxes in your head about what ifs. Depression, stuck in the moment and not being able to move mentally. Acceptance, accepting that it happened and can recognize that their life will continue without them. We don't experience these feelings individually or in a particular order. Everyone is different. Everyone will react differently, and this season explored it within each team member and how they coped with the loss of Superboy. If you watch the series, you will remember that Garfield's mom was an actress and then became a wildlife preservationist. She played Megan, a character on a show that Miss Martian watched when she was studying on how humans behaved and interacted on Earth. Between seasons 1 and 2, there were comic book tie-ins for the show. In issue 25, we find out that Queen Bee arranged his mom's death by driving off a cliff, resulting in Garfield witnessing her death. Fast forward to the episode in Young Justice Season 4, Episode 4, Involuntary, when Superboy passes. We start to see how Garfield and Miss Martian grieve. Before we continue, I just want to say, throughout the season, I found myself not understanding and disliking him for his actions, but it was a reflection of how I was dealing with my depression. So how does Beast Boy deal with Superboy's death? Let's start. Goes to the pharmacy and purchases sleeping pills. May 14th, he does not attend any missions with the Outsiders and goes back to sleep. Afterwards, the Outsiders return and Stargirl wakes him up.
Have you been sleeping this whole time?
What? No, I'm awake.
Kinda not.
So what? First you guys say I don't get enough sleep, now too much? There's just no pleasing you.
On the same day, his girlfriend arrives.
I am here to see you. I brought you vegan Thai Chinese fusion.
I needed a break.
And the Outsiders? I see they are in action now. Are you on a break from them too?
I am actually. So, you know, you don't have to worry anymore.
And what about us? Are we on a break? A break you neglected to tell me? I came 9,000 kilometers to see you.
I didn't ask you to.
I've been calling and texting. All you had to do was pick up your phone. What are these?
Nothing. It's something to help me sleep.
Something to help you check out, you mean? The show? The Outsiders? You're pushing everyone away. Garfield, you're pushing me away. You need help. Let me get you help.
I don't need help.
Garfield, I love you, but I don't do breaks. If you won't let me help you, and if you won't help yourself, I won't stand by and watch you self-destruct.
Noted. There's the door, Your Majesty.
And Miss Martian holds an intervention. Jaime and Virgil say,
Outsiders cool with the world.
The world was not cool with us metas before the Outsiders.
You pulled the Outsiders together.
Yes, togetherness. Symbiosis, right? Key point here.
Like, look at Windfall, and even Livewire. They're with the Outsiders now, because you inspired them.
Inspired! Yes! You inspired meta kids all over the world.
With your big mouth.
Big mouth.
His, voice.
Your voice!
The one-of-a-kind Garfield Logan.
Gosh, we miss you, man.
We just want you to get some help.
And like, how bad would that be?
We all need a little help sometimes.
That way we can all get back to inspiring folks. Symbiosis.
Nice routine. You have the timing down perfect. Now take it on the road. Next.
You can't talk to my guys that way. Especially because they're our guys. I know you know better because you taught me better. And I know you still have more to teach.
Gar, when you went to Mars, I thought I was just filling in as leader. So, okay, If you don't want to lead again, that's fine. But I still need my friend and mentor back. And that can't happen until you help yourself.
So, the leader thing? Figure it out yourself. I did. Next.
And Robot Man is pissed and intervenes.
Sorry, did I just hear you say you figured everything out on your own? 'Cause no friggin' way. Gar, you never had to figure nothing out alone. I was there after you lost your mom. It was bad, real bad, but you got help. From me, from Rita, from Megan. And 'cause of that, you never lost your optimism. Your desire to do right, to help people, like how you helped me. I was nothing but a brain stuck in a friggin' metal jar. But you showed me the only jar holding me back was the one I put myself in. You set me free. And then our little Doom Patrol had to go and make the ultimate sacrifice. 'Cause that's what us heroes do, right? Rita, Chief, Val, gone. Game over. Then they found my friggin' head at the bottom of that river and woke me up. My only thought was that I should have died too. And again, you were there. Convinced me that my surviving was a gift. The last gift I could give them that's gone. That Garfield Logan would never have abandoned his friends, his family, or the world like you're doing now. So if you think I'm gonna sit back and let you lock your brain away in this premier building jar, well, you got another thing coming, kid.
Miss Martian lastly says to be part of the Outsiders and the Justice League, members must pass the annual psychological exam with Black Canary. Now at this point I know two things. Black Canary can smell BS from a mile away, and secondly, this conversation is going to be very emotional for many.
So, how are things with Perdita? Are you two reconciling?
No, I mean, yeah, we hit a rough patch. All my fault, really. But I can fix it. Call her, tell her I'm sorry. Give us a chance to start over.
Would you like to call her now?
No, I mean, I'd want some privacy, right? Some of our makeup calls get pretty hot.
Understood. So, tell me about the sleeping pills.
Nothing to tell now. I'm not using anymore. Don't need them anymore.
So you wouldn't mind taking a drug test? As a formality?
Well, see, I only just stopped taking them. Might still be in my system.
If they're still in your system, do you really feel ready to return to the Outsiders?
Look, I know the drill. I'm managing my symptoms.
For the short term or the long?
What's the difference?
Short-term solutions like pills and distancing only postpone dealing with your issues. So what's your long-term solution?
To get back with the Outsiders.
Why? You took yourself off mission rotation months ago, didn't you?
That was my choice, not yours.
So you don't really want to go back. You just don't want someone else taking it away from you.
Yes! No, it doesn't matter. You can't take away the Outsiders. I made that squad. It's my squad. I can't lose them.
The way you lost Connor.
Hey, Connor's hanging with Wally now. I'm sure they're doing great.
So this isn't only about Connor, but Connor was like a brother to you, wasn't he? And his death truly rocked you, didn't it?
Look, I get it. I've accepted it. I know I'm the reason Connor died. It's all my fault.
You think you're responsible for Connor's death?
I know I am.
Okay. Let's examine that.
Review my trauma narrative?
So you know the drill. I wasn't there. You were. Take me through it. Tell me how you killed Connor.
I knew he was weakened. Low oxygen, solar cells not charged, and I left him there alone to deal with the bomb.
But it was the kryptonite that killed him. Did you know about that?
No, but if I make him leave, he never gets hit with the kryptonite.
But if he's not there, what happens to all the Martians?
Nothing if I disarm the bomb first.
Did you know how to do that? Could you have taken it into the lava to destroy the virus? And McGann? She let Connor stay with the bomb too. Is she to blame for his death?
What? No! She loved Connor!
And you didn't? Connor's not the first loved one you've lost. Last year, you and I talked about losing Brion.
Brion's not dead.
No, but we've lost him. Do you feel responsible for that too?
I was his squad leader. I should have seen the signs.
You mentioned Wally earlier. Are you to blame for his death too?
I could have gone with Miss Martian to the North Pole.
And Rita?
I should have been with her on that last Doom Patrol mission.
And your mother?
I should have stopped Queen Bee!
Gar, you were 8 years old. The combined might of the team and the Justice League still hasn't stopped Queen Bee. How is an 8-year-old child supposed to do that?
I could have done something.
What? What could you have done differently to save any of them?
I don't know. I just needed to be better. They needed me to be better.
Don't you see? Even when we do everything right, bad things still sometimes happen. There are some things we have the power to control, but the hardest thing to admit, especially for people in our line of work, is that sometimes we're
powerless. But I don't want to be. They shouldn't have. I should have stopped it all somehow.
How?
I don't know. I don't know. I need help.
It was not just Superboy's death, it was blaming himself for not doing more than what he could have done in those situations. It was not taking the time to process and taking care of himself throughout the years that ended up building, and he couldn't contain it no more. Many of us are very optimistic, believe that we are invincible, but when you let the little things build up, life will test you. Did you click on this video because maybe you thought this might have all the answers? I want this series to come back because not only have I read that this season helped so many become more self-aware, but the storyline was so good. They built out this universe so well with a diverse group of heroes. Growing up with the sidekicks, they were about to have their endgame. Bring it back. If Snyder can do it, so can we. Let me know your thoughts on this episode, and until then, see you next time.
But what is grief? If not love, persevering?